What's going on, you guys? It's me, Juliet, Scorpion Goddess, and I'm here to talk to you about the eclipse that we have on April 30th. So if there's something you want to know about, especially if you have fixed sign, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, stay tuned because you're going to want to know what's going on. What's up, you guys? I took a little break. I'm definitely feeling this eclipse energy, and now we're in the pre-shadow Mercury retrograde time. Also, the Mercury is currently stationed in Taurus, so there's a lot of squaring aspects going on for the fixed signs especially. And because in my chart I have the Scorpio Sun, Taurus rising, I'm getting both ends of the stick right now, so I was like, I need a break. I need to just decompress. So if you guys have been feeling like you just really need to slow down, you need to rest, like you get overwhelmed easily, you can't take on too much right now, it's because you're feeling the energy of this eclipse. And eclipses bring in major changes, revelations, shifts, and with this aspect, with this eclipse, I want to try and break this down without going all over the place. So I want to break it down as in what it means, and then talk about the aspects, and then pull some cards. So let's see if my brain can do that. So eclipses happen, well, with the solar eclipse anyways, this is a new moon solar eclipse, so the sun and moon are both stationed at the same place, which is in Taurus. And then because it's an eclipse, this means that the nodes in the Taurus and Scorpio axis, and they share an axis because they are opposites. They are sister signs, they are opposites basically. So there's 6 signs apart, 6 months apart. With the nodes being in Taurus and Scorpio, these are both fixed placements, and fixed signs have difficulty when it comes to change and letting go of control. And with this eclipse in eclipse season in a fixed sign, the Taurus and Scorpio axis, if you have a sun or rising in Taurus or Scorpio, and also with the Leo and Aquarius, because these are fixed signs as well, you're going to feel the effects of this a lot stronger, a lot more potent. And it's hard because eclipses bring in shifts and changes, and your life is about to change completely, like differently, in the next 18 months, and then it will not come back to this place until about, give or take, about 19 years. So whatever changes that you want to have happen internally, externally, because Taurus is a fixed earth sign, so it likes to materialize things, whatever changes you want to make happen, this is the time to make it count. But with that comes, you need to let go and release a lot of things. And because the South Node is in Scorpio, this is the best way I can describe it, is the South Node is an asshole in Scorpio, where you need to shit out all of the bullshit that just doesn't work in your life anymore, and just shit all the energetic stuff out, where it could be people, money, places, jobs, energy exchanges, how you view things, how you view yourself, relationships, your home life, everything. And to really figure out how this eclipse is going to affect you, look at your natal chart, your birth chart. If you don't know what that is, you can just go on Google and generate one for free using, I always recommend either astro.com if you understand astrology pretty well. If not, Astrology Cafe is pretty good too. So those are the 2 places I would recommend. And no, I'm not being sponsored. These are just places that I definitely recommend looking at your natal chart. And whole sign system is easier to understand. So if you do that, it'll give you equal parts of each house, which is sliced into 12 different ways. So if you have, for example, Taurus in the first house, that would mean you are a Taurus rising, which means Scorpio would be complete opposite in the 7th house. So you would have your first house and your 7th house aspects affected by this eclipse. Now, what that means, you'd want to look into see, well, what do the houses mean? Each house is pretty much ruled because there's 12 houses, just like there's 12 zodiac signs. Aries is the first zodiac sign. So first house, things come with Aries implications, second house, Taurus implications, and so on. But the first house especially is how you pretty much present, show up, what your features look like, stuff like that. There's a lot more depth into it, of course, but you can easily just look into what that means. If it's empty, which means if there's no planets in it, you're not going to have planets in every house. So that doesn't mean it's not going to affect you. It just means it won't have a heavier impact, but it's definitely going to be impacting you. So look at, where do you have Taurus? Where do you have Scorpio? Now, another thing is this is happening. I thought this was funny. If you have my astrology journal, you will see this. If you turn to your page of the solar eclipse, right here, it says, right, this is happening. The new moon is happening on the 30th, 4:30 at 4:30 p.m. You see that? That's funny. And it's happening at 10 degrees Taurus. 10 degrees is a Capricorn energy. And so this is another earth sign. So this is bringing in a lot of how can we ground ourselves while we're going through a major change, a major shift. What can we materialize? Where can we find our comfort? Typically with a new moon, I would say call in, manifest, get the ball rolling, begin something new. But because we're in eclipse season, I would say this is the time to more rest. Write down your manifestations. Focus on what you do want to change. But in order to get those changes to happen, it's got to be more of something of what you want internally and not focused on the external. So this isn't the time to begin something new. It's more the time to look within and allow the things to release and let go while you manifest this new person or this new thing that you want to have actually call in and change, because this is an 18-month thing that's happening with these eclipses. And we're going to have another eclipse coming in another 2 weeks, and that's going to be a fucking shit show. But that'll be another video. It's not going to be a shit show. Maybe it is. We'll see. But, this is the time to really just rest. And we're in Taurus season, and Taurus season is all about resting and appreciating the simple things in life. And, you know, just appreciating literally just the small things. What can you enjoy? The nature, the flowers, the birds, the bees, the birds and the bees, all of that stuff. And the eclipse wants us to slow down, rest, because when you go through a major energetic shift and change, you can't put yourself out there until you have really like cocooned, rested. You got to rest up for a major shift and a major change, because you can't put 100% into yourself if you haven't had that downtime. And this eclipse gives us that downtime. And now we're also in the pre-shadow period of Mercury retrograde, and Pluto will also be going retrograde pretty soon too. So retrogrades are also about slowing down, redoing, revising, going over what hasn't really worked, and just sitting and figuring out what's going to work best for me, and that just slow down period time. And again, Taurus moves slow. It's a slow, steady, moving kind of being. So you don't want to push a Taurus. So while we're under this, don't push yourself. Because even if you're not a Taurus sun, that doesn't matter. We're still under the same energy right now, with the sun being in that sign, and then Mercury as well. So, yeah. Now, I'm going to get into the transits. So Uranus is an outer planet, so it moves really slow, and it's been in Taurus for some years, and it's going to continue to be in Taurus for some more years. But during this eclipse, it's going to be meeting up and making an aspect with the new moon solar eclipse, which could bring some upheavals. There could be some surprises in your technology, and you may find some news out from online. So I wouldn't be surprised. Expect the unexpected. This could be pleasant surprises coming your way too. I would say with astrology, using this as a guide, but also taking a step back and remembering that astrology is great as a form of guidance, but what really comes and like attracts what we want is that law of attraction. So if you are expecting something terrible to happen, you're most likely going to have something terrible happen. But if you're more focused on something great, positive, or something really good or beneficial happening, you're most likely going to attract something beneficial happening. Now, because we have this astrology information, we're aware of what could happen with this pleasant surprise, so we can put out a manifestation of something that could really benefit us in the long run, because Taurus moves slow and is focused on a long-term goal versus something short and quick. It's not a get-quick scheme kind of sign. And with Uranus being in Taurus, it brings in shifts and changes. With this eclipse happening, more shifts and changes, but something that could really benefit us in the long run. So keep that in mind, okay? Another aspect that we have is Venus and Jupiter becoming conjunct, and that's going to be in Pisces. So we're working with water and earth, and water and earth come together, and they love each other. They make mud. They work really well together. They ground with that emotion, and they just kind of mush in together. So Jupiter is expansion, magnifying, abundance, and Venus is love, relationships, money, beauty, yada yada yada. So the Jupiter and Venus conjunct together can really broaden and magnetize our relationships. And because it's during an eclipse, we could see changes with this in our relationship dynamics. This could be, maybe it's been a long time coming with, I have handled money, I can't even talk. I've handled money very poorly, and this is really magnifying, like, you suck with handling money. Things need to be changed around, and you're just gonna kind of like click and be like, oh, so I just need to lay down a better structure with my money and really manifest, like, I want to be better with money, actually putting down the groundwork. This could also be with, if you're in a relationship, this could really help the romance, because Venus is exalted in Pisces. So exalted, this means that it's at its best peak. So with Jupiter expanding that, this really helps with your relationships. This could be work relationships. It doesn't always have to be romantic, but it can be romantic, of course. So it's going to be a great time for having, like, kicking up the notch in your romantic life, going out on a really nice date, setting the candles, getting the roses, all that stuff. And it can also help with your friendships. Pisces is very giving. It's very charitable. This would be a great time to also, like, clear out the clutter and donate. So as we're approaching up to the 30th, maybe you've been feeling in this kind of mood of, like, cleaning up space, being more like domesticated, cooking more, cleaning more, just kind of like reorganizing and all of that, because we're preparing for this eclipse and to manifest the best way. It's like we're all under this energy. So you may have noticed, like, I have been cleaning a little bit more. I have been feeling like this kind of energy of wanting to do more at home and stuff like that. So that's what this is bringing in too, which is really great. All in all, the eclipse is having a lot of like harmonious, positive aspects happening. But just remember, it's a time to really slow down. So don't push yourself. Remember, Taurus doesn't like to be pushed. Taurus is on his own timeline. Listen to your body. Taurus also rules the voice, the throat, the neck. So if you've been noticing like neck pain, or you've been waking up in the middle of the night coughing, this can be because there's a lot that needs to be said and worked on with your communication sector. We're also in that pre-shadow. Mercury retrograde too, which is in Taurus. It will be moving into Gemini, which Mercury rules Gemini. So this has a lot to do with that communication place also. So it's like these things are all kind of like, they all intertwine in together. So if you've noticed that, that means that maybe you need to rest your voice more. Maybe you need to take a step back and view things from a different perspective. And how have I been communicating? Am I not speaking up enough? Am I saying a little bit too much? Don't let your ego drive you, but also just make sure that you're coming from a place of where being authentic to yourself first before anybody else and everything else. I'm gonna pull some cards. I'm gonna do a reading about this eclipse. Just a general reading, but a reminder that if you guys would like to get a more in-depth reading and more in-depth information about this eclipse, you can sign up in the description box down below for my moon circle, which has astrology information, a in-depth tarot and oracle reading, along with distance Reiki healing and Diksha as well. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you sign up before the 30th with your email. When you purchase it, you have to message me your email so you can receive the reading, okay? There's been people in the past who haven't. I've had to refund them back their money because I can't send out the reading if I don't have the email. So let's see what is going on. All right. Two of Wands. It's really time to go in a new direction because we're restoring balance, and we're restoring balance with what we actually have a passion for and what we really want to have our life and our destiny fulfilled by. Five of Swords. Yes, 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 definitely. Bringing in that change, like, and really working with, like, I need to be guided from within. So really being guided from not just, I feel like we really need to pay attention to the dreams that are happening. We have a lot of planets right now in Pisces, which is very spiritual, and it's like, listen to your dreams that do come in. So this right here is like a spiritual change is happening. Really listen to that, because we're about to really like step foot into a new direction that's literally happening, right? And ooh, all right. These major changes happening. We got see, so many major cards right here. Oh my god. A lot of wands, a lot of wands. Got the Emperor, Temperance. Emperor and Temperance, it's so funny. I always feel like it's funny to me that Temperance is represented by Sagittarius. Just because Sag is such a chaotic sign, right? And the reason why I bring this up is because this is all fire energy right here. But we're in such a slow, steady place right now where we don't really want to throw ourselves out there and take that action. I think we're going to be dealing with personalities coming back in. People definitely coming in and trying to speak with us. I'm seeing that. But there's this, like, I'm just getting this big restoring balance is coming at me heavy right now. And I'm picking up, not just because the balance, but when I saw this, I was thinking Libra, even though this isn't Libra. And we have the Emperor right here. So I'm picking up a lot on Libra energy right now. And I think this is just because we have so much. We've had so much fire. We've had so much go get 'em. Gotta fix all this stuff. I'm hearing, like, also needing to, like, constantly needing to be perfect too. And it's like getting in this rush, of things. And it's like, we need to slow down. We need to listen. We need to listen to our bodies. We have to listen to our bodies. We can't neglect that. We need to listen to what our bodies say, because if we don't, our body is going to make you rest. If you don't take that time to rest, your body's going to shut down and be like, listen, you got to stop. You got to slow down. That's what I'm hearing. I'm also getting some stuff with like drinking and all of that too. Taurus is a sign of indulgence, but this is saying don't overindulge. Don't overdo it. That's really what I'm hearing. Don't overindulge. Don't overdo it. There may be somebody coming in up from your past kind of triggering something in you where you want to be reactive, but it's like you've put in so much work. You've put in so much work where you are this like emperor type of energy now, where you have that accountability. You're not that same person that you used to be. Don't let this person from the past trigger you to be reactive and go back into that place where you used to be at, because you have this new place that you're stepping into. And I just feel like there's gonna be some kind of test happening from, I think somebody's gonna be popping up and really testing you, and this is somebody from your past. Someone that you've, and if they're not currently in your past, it's someone that you want to put in the past, but there's like this difficulty, and it's like, bro, let them go. Let them go. It's time to really cut it, nip it in the bud, and say goodbye, because you felt this way for so long about this person, this back and forth. Should I stay friends or stay in this relationship with this person, or should I stop? And it's like, yes, you need to let it go. They're not for you. I'm picking up something with a belly button too. Maybe it's like that attachment, like being attached by like the umbilical cord, like you feel like you're attached to them and you need to cut the cord. Maybe a cord cutting release is going to be really good. Yeah, definitely. Cord cutting release is going to be very important to do. Is you gotta let this person go, and you gotta let go of the attachment to the relationship, because it's more for their benefit and their feelings, and you're sacrificing too much of yourself for this. Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. Definitely people popping up. I think it's time. Knight of Cups, like, it's Knight of Wands comes in quick. Knight of Cups comes in slow and eases his way in and feels things out. And this is the time to really feel things out for yourself and see, like, you gotta check in. You need to check in. And by checking in, I mean, see, how do you feel when you step into a room of people? What is the first energetic exchange you get? Does it not align with you? Take yourself out of that situation. What do you need to do from within to not allow these outside things to really affect how you carry yourself out? And I feel like there's this thing of avoidance. You've been avoiding something. You're avoiding people. You're avoiding a group. You're avoiding some kind of conflict. You need to stop avoiding, because avoiding doesn't solve the problem. You have to get to the root of the problem. You have to get to the root of the problem to get the solution, and avoiding it is not going to do anything for you. You're becoming a new person. It's time to step into that place, checking in with yourself, aligning, and by doing that, you need to have that fierceness, that swan's energy, that fire can bring out and does bring out. But you need to check in with yourself first. How do I feel? Is this the right way to communicate? If I hold myself back, I'm doing more harm to myself. Speak up. Speak up for yourself. Use your voice. Like I said, Taurus rules the throat, so that's really what I'm hearing. Use your voice. Say what you mean without being mean. That was something I heard a lot years ago. It's just always resonated with me, so I share it a lot. Let's see. The World. This is all fixed signs. This is all fixed energy. We're dealing with an eclipse in a fixed sign right now. We need to be open and vulnerable to change. We need to let go of that need to be in charge and control things. This is a time to really surrender, let go, and let God. That's something I don't say, but I'm saying it because that's what I'm hearing. Let go and let God. Be open, be vulnerable. You don't always need to be in charge. And you need to really peel the layers of the onion of yourself. You need to be open. You need to surrender. And not surrender where you're, I'm weak. No, you need to surrender where I'm not in control of what's happening. And I'm going to allow and trust the process. That's the surrender. You need to allow and trust the process and know that you've done the work. I mean, it shows right here. You've done the work. You've done the work. You've put in the action. Now it's time to take a step back. Let your spirit team, your spirit guides, the universe, let this now do the work. Now it's the time to rest and take a step back and be open. You got to be raw with your emotions too. I feel like this can be very uncomfortable to be open with your emotions. I feel like there's a lot of releasing, and like the weight of the world on your shoulders is being released. I think I'm really picking up on like back issues too. So I think this would be a good time. Like if you've been like stress can really weigh in on the back. So this would be a good time to really focus in on that. Getting a massage or like acupuncture, Reiki, this would be a really good time to do that too, because this is going to help with this like energetic release that needs to happen because you're carrying so much of it in your body. That's what I'm hearing. I'm going to pull some Moonology cards because we're dealing with a solar eclipse, new moon. So I want to see what is a message. All right. What do you need to release? What do you need to release? That's it. What do you need to release? I was literally just friggin' saying right here with the world, you need to open up, get that massage. You're carrying too much on you. You're carrying too much on you, and you need to let go of something. But what you need to let go of is what is the root of the issue, not the little petty things that come around with it. What is the root of that? That's what needs to be released. And that's what this eclipse is doing, because we're dealing with the South Node in Scorpio. So that's just going to automatically get to the nitty gritty ugly shit. And with the North Node in Taurus, this is like bringing that grounding. What really does matter. What needs to be released to get to the thing that does matter and materialize it and make it real. How can I do this? By releasing the root of the problem of what it really actually is. And this takes a lot of deep soul searching. And that's what this is going to be doing. There's a major release happening. Rest is so important. If you look at this card, it's in the dead of winter, in the night. Winter time represents rest. You're not supposed to do anything during the winter. Everything's friggin' dead. The trees are dead. The flowers are dead. The animals, they're not dead, but they're hibernating. People should be doing the same. This eclipse tells you, rest, hibernate. Take a friggin' 20-hour nap. You need it. Rest. Don't answer your phone. Stay off social media. Don't listen to the news. Don't listen to what anybody has to say. Connect with your spirit guides. Connect with yourself. That's what this is saying. And by doing that, it's going to help release and really open up this, thing. But you got to release the dead weight. Like I said, the winter, dead. Release the dead weight. I want to pull some angels and ancestors cards right here and see, what's a message from the angels and ancestors deck that we need to hear? What energy of an angel or an ancestor do we need to take form of? What do we need to allow to just give us the guidance, and who can take over for us? The warrior, be fearless and stand strong like a Taurus. You stand strong. You stand firm in your beliefs. But in order to do that, a warrior sometimes needs to take direction. because a warrior isn't the one who is commanding. The warrior is the one who is listening. So who do you need to listen to? And stand in that. Be the warrior of yourself and be fearless by being open, being vulnerable, because that is what actually really does make you stronger. Ooh, and at the bottom we have Magic Guardian. It's unlocking the magic from within. Because everything that you're in search for, I know it's so cliche, but literally everything that you're in search for is already in you. It's just a matter of letting go of the anxiety and the outside bullshit that overconsumes everything. When you first wake up, are you just going on your phone and going on TikTok and looking at all the videos? Or, you know, if you notice you're doing that, don't judge yourself for it. Just be like, yeah, I do that. And that's consuming crap in your mind. And it's like, instead of doing that, wake up, look out your window, if you have a window. Why would I say that? Who doesn't have a window in their room? That's fucking depressing. Just appreciate waking up, listening to a gratitude meditation. There's one on YouTube that I listen to every so often, and it does actually help. It really does. So if you can just take a step back, do a gratitude meditation, checking in with like feeling your body, stretching before you go on your phone and get involved with the outside world, that would be really good. I'm going to leave that right there. And then I want to pull, see, this came out again, the Magic Guardian. You got to unlock the magic from within. You got to listen to your heart. As I'm saying that, my throat's getting like this, so it's like, listen to what I'm saying. I feel like after I stop recording, I'm gonna be like, oh, that's right, that's a message, that makes sense too. That always happens to me. So I'm gonna pull a self-care card. What's some self-care that we can take on during this eclipse? Rest! I'm not kidding. Rest. That's it. We're done. All right, we're done with this reading. Rest and connecting with the earth. Literally going on a nature walk. Going outside. Appreciating the trees, the birds, the water. Everything that nature has to give to us and connecting to that. Resting is going to be the key. Don't do anything. Just rest. By resting, you can connect. Journal down your dreams. Pay attention to messages that come in through your dreams. Again, we have a lot of planets in Pisces. So that's that spiritual work, that spiritual healing. And that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment how this resonated for you. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And I will catch you guys next time.